and welcome back to Nerdy Nerds. Ladies and gentlemen, we have officially hit 1,000 subscribers. Absolutely insane, and it is all down to you guys and the incredible support that you guys have shown me. I honestly can't thank you enough. It's been an insane 2 weeks. We've just gone from strength to strength to strength, and yeah, you guys are the reason for it. You guys have shown incredible support. You guys have got that video far and wide, and I really am very appreciative. I can't thank you enough. Today we're going to be starting our Fallout Friday adventure, where every Friday I'm going to deep dive into some Fallout lore and bring you guys some cool content. Now, it's been really quite interesting for me to go through the wikis, go through gameplay, go through all sorts of stuff based on the Fallout world and find things out that I've never seen before or heard of, and I'm hoping that you guys find it just as interesting as I do. Today we're going to be focusing on the cut creatures of the Fallout universe, and a lot of the concept art that I have for this video is supplied by one man, and that is Adam Adamowicz, who unfortunately passed away in 2012 prior to the release of Fallout 4. But he was an incredible artist, and he supplied a lot of the concept art for pretty much Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. And then later on, that artwork was passed on to a gentleman called Jonah Loeb, who has a YouTube channel. He is just by the name of Jonah Loeb on YouTube, and he is an incredible artist as well. But he tended to work on the 3D side of things and brought that work to life. So, two incredible men, and today we're really going to delve into some of the work that was cut out of the games, and hopefully you guys are intrigued enough to maybe get these characters brought out into the future, because I think Fallout the TV show might delve into some of these lost characters, and I think it would actually be quite cool if they do. So let's get started with our first character, the Slanter. The Slanter are FEV-infected raccoons, first conceptualized to be in the original Fallout. They are mentioned in a holotape found at the Glow, which states, "The batch 11 to 811, we have improved the mitotic cycle efficiency by 43%. We have infected 53 raccoons with the new strain. In addition to the now expected size increase, behavioural tests confirm an increase in intelligence and manual dexterity by 19 points on the Schuyler Cap Index." Unfortunately, several subjects escaped confinement and had to be hunted down and dispatched. Major Barnett ordered the remaining subjects terminated. 2 pairs were unaccounted for. There was a cut location called the Burrows in which we would encounter these raccoons, but the developers thought that they were not appropriate for the world of Fallout, so the whole idea was scrapped. It's a shame considering it's only in Fallout 2 we get an extremely intelligent mole rat, so intelligent raccoon seems a lot more appropriate. The Pit Viper. The Pit Viper was a mutated species of giant snake set to appear in the original Fallout. Their venom was known for its hallucinogenic effects in those who weren't killed by it. Much like the Slanter, there was a cut location in which we would encounter the Pit Viper. There is a raider tribe known as the Vipers who worship the Pit Viper and would dip their melee weapons into its venom. The Vipers were one of 3 tribes descending from Vault 15, but were cut from the original Fallout, however, later made an appearance in Fallout New Vegas. Venus Mantraps. Venus Mantraps were a cut creature from Fallout 2 and Van Buren, the codename given to what was going to be called Fallout 3 when the Fallout series was still with Black Isle Studios. They were to appear in a cut location called the EPA, or Environmental Protection Agency, which needs a whole video in itself because this place is absolutely nuts. In this location, there was going to be tons of puzzles and encounters. Somewhere around the EPA was an area called the Carnivorous Jungle, where we would have to navigate through a jungle filled with Venus Mantraps, and by completing this journey, would be able to enter the EPA. The reason the Venus Mantrap was cut was due to the whole of the EPA being cut from the original version of Fallout 2, due to a lack of time. It is, however, mentioned in the Sierra Mission Statement holotapes. It does seem you can play through the EPA in a modded version of Fallout 2 called the Fallout 2 Restoration Project. Sand Sharks. The Sand Shark is a creature that was considered for Fallout 2. Almost nothing is written about them, nor is there any concept art. However, they are mentioned in the game files under a document called todo.txt. It almost feels like it would have been quite similar to the sandworms in Dune, but obviously more like a shark. No reason is given for their cut, however, due to the document they were found in being called To Do, I can only guess that they ran out of time and didn't consider it a high enough priority. It also feels quite out of place as much as the idea is cool. Waste Wolves. Waste Wolves were due to appear in Fallout 3. They were described as massively mutated wolves and held the same facial and physical deformities as the Yaogwai. There isn't a lot of information given about the Waste Wolves other than its appearance. There are a few concept images that appear in the art of Fallout 3, but unfortunately it was decided that they were too hyena-like and strangely too buffalo-like to appear in the final game, so they were cut. I personally think with Deathclaws and Yogwais, they may have thought there was already too many deathly creatures already included, but I'm sure we would have appreciated it nonetheless. Sekbots. Sekbots were humanoid robots that were cut from Fallout 3. Presumably, they were going to be deployed to provide security much like Protectrons, but clearly on a bigger scale. They had a magnet set in one or both of their palms, the uses of which are unspecified. Concept art was produced for the Sekbots found in the art of Fallout 3, but they did not make it into the game. The reason for this is unknown, but they did already have a ton of robots, and the Sekbot slightly resembled a small Liberty Prime, so maybe they felt it wasn't a requirement. The Maypole. The Maypole was a concept monster made by Jonah Loeb. Now, Jonah Loeb was leaving Bethesda during the making of Fallout 4. I'm not sure if he actually made it to the release, but he was leaving during the making of the game. And he wanted to leave behind a monster that was incredible, and basically he designed the Maypole. Now, the Maypole was designed to be a kaiju-like monster, explained by Loeb to be a retro idea, the Attack of the 50-Foot Man. It was also Siren Head, Attack on Titan, and Shin Godzilla. It was intended to be a giant glowing one which would emit an immense amount of radiation, causing other ghouls and glowing ones to come swarming. Essentially, if you saw this thing, run. It was cut as Jonah brought it to the devs late into the development of Fallout 4 and it wasn't able to be introduced. I think it's a big shame because the thought of this monster is literally terrifying. That is it for today's video. There are some other creatures that were in previous games and then cut from later games, and also things that were cut from early games and added to later games. I will add them into a later video and make sure that I give you guys a deep dive on those, because there is a lot more information that I can get from those due to the fact that they were actually in a game at some point. But with this video today, I did have to go through and be a bit imaginative to get some of the artwork. Obviously, I'm very lucky that a lot of it was conceptualized, but unfortunately, a lot of the ideas were just ideas and were cut quite early in the making. So I will go away now. I'm going to start work on my next video. It is also my birthday tomorrow, so I'm going to be away for this weekend, but I'm going to try and get a vlog because we're going to go see the Spirited Away on stage. I'm not sure, it's in London. We're going to London, so whatever it is, I'm going to try and get some footage of that, and I'll bring that to you probably midweek. But yeah, I appreciate you all for joining me. I appreciate you all for this last 2 weeks, and yeah, I can't appreciate you guys enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in the next one. Cheers!
If you enjoyed that video, why not subscribe?
If you enjoyed that video, why not subscribe? It'll help me and Natty continue to do the work that we're doing, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Thanks!